There we go. Now it said broadcasting to both Facebook and YouTube. And there it is on YouTube. And let's see if we're here on Facebook. Okay, it says we are on Facebook. And it shows we have 6 watching here. It says we got 9 watching there. So be sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe, guys. I got the StreamYard link for anybody that wants to come up on StreamYard and join the panel. It's just an open discussion panel. So 5x5 here, Wizard. Hey, greetings, brother. Good to see you. Just kind of get some things lined up here while we get started. So feel free to chat amongst yourselves, introduce yourselves. Please let me know who's here. I'd like to know who's here. It only tells me a certain number of things, and I'm busy with other things, so I don't have time to look all the time. So, like I said, feel free to chat amongst you. And hopefully I'll get this screen sharing stuff done right so I can do this. Because I am not experienced at this, guys. But either way, we will get this done today. We will get this done today. We will get this done today. So I hope everybody's enjoying the life, living life, loving life. Living life, loving life, enjoying life, as I say it. Okay. Let me see. I've got a couple other things I can check and see who's here. Yeah, see, on here it only shows 2 participants so far, but it says 15 watching there. And it says 5 or 6 watching here on Facebook. Okay. Mark and Kenneth. Greetings, Kenneth. I knew you'd be here. You're up on this. I always appreciate your support, Kenneth. Okay, let me see if I can get this screen share stuff going here. Present. Share screen. Okay. Share tab audio. Yes. Share. Okay. So I'm going to need some assistance from anybody that can help me out in regards to this video. Let me know. I'm going to start playing the video, and then I'm going to stop and ask if everybody can hear it and see it. So please let me know. Oops, where are we at here? There we go. Greetings, everybody.
Am I cool?
My apologies, but I got to check the other page now. Can everybody hear that now? Everybody heard that video? Wonderful, wonderful. All right, I will get back to it then, and let's get on with it with HUD OIG on integrity. And this is a video I did. Let me double check here. When was it? Oops. I got to double check here. This was done sorry for not being a little bit more prepared. I thought I had this ready. Yeah, this was done 11 months ago. I thought I'd done it right about a year ago. So last February, I did this. February of 2022. I called out HUD OIG because in my research, I'd come across a statement put out by the Office of Inspector General on sovereign citizens that was quite disturbing. And I'm going to go through it again here on this review of the video I did because I think it's important that people comprehend exactly who's saying what and why they're interpreting things the way they are in all these different venues. See, we spoke on Paul Enslaved yesterday or the day before about these organizations that seem to think they can make law. And all they're doing is making policy, and everybody's taking that policy as if though it's law, and it's not. And we really need to put these people in their place because these people are taking an overbearing rule in law that they have no place to do so. So let's get on with it. Greetings, everybody. Keith here. Hoping everybody's having a good day, enjoying life, living life, loving life. Want to get on and talk about HUD for a minute. In light of various different information through research and obviously public record and whatever, we have some issues coming to hand with a lot of these officials that are blatant and outright causing sedition. I'm not playing. Don't take my words lightly. I said sedition for a reason. Pay attention. They want to talk about integrity. And this is right from HUD.gov sites documents sovereign citizen scam. Attention, HUD REO, real estate owned. Contractors, property inspectors, Section 8 administrators, and realtors. Watch out, sovereign citizen scam. The U.S. U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development's Office of Inspector General. So I am addressing directly you, Inspector General, you incompetent and insolent being with no excuse for putting this on the internet. None. I will prove your idiocy. Advises, do you have such a license to give a legal advice? My first point, these people have no authority whatsoever to be putting out legal determinations such as this. Housing and Urban Development is not a legal department. Housing and Urban Development is a department that has a legal board of directors. Are you Inspector General and are supposed to inspect the record and make sure it reflects accurately, or do you have a license to practice law? Let's not be ambiguous here. Advises the public on how to recognize sovereign citizen occupation of a vacant property and the use of false deeds to support Section 8 leasing. Using a lot of legal terms in there to advise people. I think that sounds like a legal determination. I may be wrong.
Avoid putting yourself in danger or accepting fraudulent documents. Avoid putting yourself in danger or accepting fraudulent documents. This bulletin explains how to protect yourself as well as HUD's interests.
HUD's interests. Yourself and HUD's interests. Therefore, HUD is the interest holder. You have to transfer that interest that they are holding for full acquittance and discharge through the United States. So you have to put the interest back into the United States.
Mr. Inspector General, I'd like to see every document in the possession of HUD that has a proper and appropriate tax transfer stamp proving the transfer was made appropriately. Other than that, you babble and you speak bullshit.
And I do not play anybody that wants to challenge me on this. Please do so. It's been up for 11 months. I don't know exactly how many views it got. I would have to check again. But the number of views would tell you that it's got reasonable views to have spread around somewhere. So they do have notice. It's been up for a long enough period. And if they need a reminder, I can give them a second notice by giving them a direct link, sending the video directly to them.
I will prove this. All of you Christians out there, pay attention. Sovereign citizens groups are loose associations of anti-government extremists who do not recognize the federal government. HUD, Inspector General, I have recognized you. I am naming you specifically, Mr. Inspector General, by title. Your name is on the internet under that title. So I do recognize you. I recognize you by title. They believe they are separate or sovereign from the United States. Now, the people are most certainly separate from the United States by every definition of the United States. I am separate from the United States. Every living soul is separate from the United States.
Someone made a comment yesterday in Paul's session about foreign zones. I made a comment about foreign trade zones. And this house or this apartment is foreign to the one next door. This apartment building is foreign to the apartment building next door. These apartments on this block are foreign to the houses and apartments on the next block. Everybody is foreign to the next one. Therefore, when we think about these, quote, foreign trade zones, it's not that we're foreign. It's just that the trade that goes on within that community, even though it's a local community, is a foreign trade because we are foreign to one another, even on the local level.
That rabbit out in your yard that they pose that they have hunting laws for to regulate them and you.
See, they can license you, but they can't license rabbits.
You have no power of such sort. None.
If you're willing.
United States are exempt from federal, state, and local laws and tax systems. They believe the county sheriff is the supreme law enforcement officer in the land, and county clerks or registrars are the only legitimate elected officials. I don't believe any of that. I don't believe any of it.
And you know why? They use these terms again, legal and political terms, which is artful languages, and they cross the venues. And people don't recognize this, and that artful language induces them into believing that they are electing people for their good. That election process is nothing but a corporate fiction. It's a process to make you believe in the corporate entity so that you will vote for their power. You have
It's a
no political
spell.
power, you have no governmental power.
Yeah, it's a spell. A wizard. They place
Yes.
a spell on all the people, and the people fall prey and believe what they're being told, and they follow what they're being told, and they're started from they're very, very young. Like our own parents placed the spell on us, and then these people continue it with all this bullshit that they put out, lies. It's a spell. They place a spell on all of us.
Yep. And that's clarified in their definitions, even Blue Bass. That's 42 USC 1395X. And it says definitions, and the very first definition is spell of illness. Literally, it is that sick, and you are that right. It is a spell of illness, guys. I've been saying this for a long time. And one quick reminder: hit that share button, get those likes up, and get the views up. I would hope this would go viral rather than some little kid picking his nose, guys. So please.
I shared it on my. I don't use Facebook much, but when I like a video on YouTube, I usually share it on Facebook and Twitter. So I shared it on Facebook and I shared it on Twitter. But I came up, Wizard, because I saw you were on. I can't stay long. I gotta go do some plumbing here. But so you're gonna do a stream now. That's cool. I look forward to getting involved more.
Oh yeah, I've been like I said, I've been doing these videos for a long time. And one of the things is when I'm up here doing this, I don't get this involved discussion. So this platform allows me um, a better ability to go over and review the material. So when people are asking me questions, I can just review the videos I've already done and just go
Yeah,
over it and resource it. Because I've learned over time that I do research, and then when you go back and do research over the same thing again and again and again, you'll see where it changes. And you need to make
yeah.
notes. You need to make footnotes in your notes of those changes so you can keep up to date with the laws as they change. It's very
And this
important.
is important in my view. This is I think this is what people want. I mean, I don't know. It's just my opinion, I guess, but I think people want the information. They maybe they're lazy, but the people that are looking for it will watch and listen.
Right.
And
And that's what I'm looking for is the ones with eyes and ears to see and hear. And
yeah,
I don't get, and this is for my own purposes, my own selfish reasons, is that when I'm up here on this panel like this, I like the involvement. And
yeah,
the reason for that is I think it works better if we have that straight up involvement like a classroom. Though I don't
yeah.
agree with the public education system itself, I do believe in the concept of the classroom. So it's very important.
This is perfect for that. I think this is perfect for that
Yep. And it
because
is.
the information, like I said, some people are lazy. They don't want to go look for it themselves, but they may absorb it this way, and it could help people to inspire people to be able to go and look deeper into these
Well,
texts that they're putting out, these spells that they're putting out.
and I hope it shows people, I'm just some dumb redneck hick from the backwoods, guys. 93 cases. I didn't go to college. I graduated high school. Yeah, yeah, I'm an intelligent guy. Yeah, I can think for myself. But the problem is, most of us don't. Once we hit that 18 and graduate from high school, we never pick up another book. And
Yeah,
that's a shame. And I think this is a kind of platform that I help teach people to do that again. Start picking these sources up and reading them and finding out what the particulars are yourself. so you can rebut this stuff when they hit you with the mail and the court stuff. You know, it's
Yeah, I'm guilty of that myself because, I mean, forget about high school. I didn't even barely go to high school. I was telling Z that I have one credit in high school, and that's in science, and because I love science, and all I did was go do the tests, but I didn't pass because of the test. I passed all the tests, but the teacher said I can't pass you because you were never here. And so I reminded him of a lesson we had on mixing sulfur, charcoal, and nitrogen and what it does. And he says, "Yeah, well, why are you reminding me of that?" I said, "Well, you have a nice Shelby out there." I said, "That's pretty much how."
You bastard.
And so he gave me a 51, and it's the only credit I have in grade 9 and the only class I really went to. But yeah, so I never was obviously much of a book guy. But and I'm dyslexic, very dyslexic too. I have a hard time keeping my eyes focused on a book, so I like to listen to books, and that helps me a lot just to listen. And it's important. I started going to a group of people every Wednesday, um, for exactly this type of thing, and I have a friend there now that is very, very highly educated in the laws and the common law of our country. And it's, from what I can see, it's almost exactly the same. From what I can understand and what he's been showing me and teaching me, it's pretty well everything you say is really literally coming out of his mouth. And
It's pretty much uniform throughout the world. It really
yeah,
is.
yeah.
So
And there's another fellow that's a Canadian who comes to this meeting. He has a YouTube channel. What's it called now? Christian Christian? No, is it Christian in Law or something like that? I can't remember now. Fuck. Anyways, it's something like that. Christian standing in law or something like that. And he talks about how the law, how part of it has to do with God and the Bible, and it's all kind of intertwined, right? And he uses the text, the Bible, to show how some of these spells are done, right?
yep. Well, I'm going to be
And
going over a little notice that I sent out to the local medical association in regards to my companion when I get done with the video here, to show people how to communicate. And it's an amazing way when you learn how that scripture works and how you can
mhm.
present your conditional offers of acceptance. It's really unique. But let's get back to it, and because it's only a half-hour video, and I don't want to stretch it out too long, because this
Okay,
guy,
Wiz, I
he just
gotta get going. I came up just to support you and
thank you.
let you know that I'm with you. Okay, so if I can come back on and you're still on, I'll come back. But I gotta go get some work done. Okay,
Awesome.
thanks,
Thank
Wiz.
you, brother.
Thanks for having me up.
You bet. So, the guy we're talking about here says some really egregious things. So let's pay attention to it. I don't know how much I'm going to interrupt here as we go along. I don't want to interrupt too much because I think it's pretty succinct. But I do want people to come up on the panel and discuss afterwards, or even now and discuss during. You know, if you want to take a break and discuss something, please let me know. So let's get back at it for now. And if you want to come up on the panel, just let me know.
They subscribe to belief in common law. The fuck I do. If you're going to call me a sovereign citizen, the fuck I do. And the right to arrest or sue employees. I've been telling people for quite a while now, I'm not liable, I'm not responsible, and I cannot be sued, nor can I sue in your courts for your commercial illegitimate practices. And I did not say illegitimate government. I say illegitimate practices, because a practice stop their schemes for your 15 minutes of fame. Because a practice can be done by a medical person. A practice can be done by a cashier. I am saying illegitimate practices. If you don't know what you're doing, you shouldn't get paid for practicing. You should be well worth it so you can put on a good fucking show for your 15 minutes of fame. They are known for filing nuisance lawsuits or liens against individuals. I've never filed one. Who try to stop their schemes. They are sovereign citizens who try to use things to stop their schemes. It is a banking scheme. It is a recording scheme. Recording. It's their scheme. To the victor goes the victory over his victims. They are known for filing lawsuits schemes which have involved in lender, credit card, tax, and loan frauds. So again, I repeat my request. I want HUD to bring forth every document they have with the proper and appropriate tax transfer stamp on it. Every last one. It's a matter of public record. And I want to know every last one. See, people would think that that record would be innumerable. Nope. Did you know they only own, maybe supposedly own, profess to own approximately 2% of the land? Now remember, folks, 98% of people pay taxes voluntarily. That means 98% of them are indoctrinated by the 2%. They make their own driver's license and license plates and sometimes attempt to form their own parallel institutions of government. Sovereign citizens' encounters with law enforcement and government personnel frequently become confrontational and sometimes turn violent. The most extreme example of sovereign citizen violence was 1990, exhibited by Terry Nichols, co-conspirator of the Alfred P. Murrah federal office building bombing. Terry Nichols. uh, 1995, 2014 standoff between the federal government and a cattle rancher in Nevada, also sovereign citizens and even more radical militia groups. That's the Bundy group, folks. That the cattle ranchers in Nevada, that's the Bundy group they're talking about. They're calling people like that are asserting that the government don't have HUD. You work with BLM. And like I said, I want every document with a proper tax transfer stamp on it saying that you own that 2% of property. I want to know everything, every last bit of it, because every other one on that record is false. If there is no tax transfer stamp, then the record is false. So your state certifications of compliance is false. Your landlord-tenant certifications of compliance is false. Period. And you sit here and call us sovereign citizens for pointing it out. And you're the one that puts it on your own damn record. You fucking morons. Because like I said, what are scams? Sovereign citizens have been investigated by HUD OIG. Oh, imagine that. So this is coming from your own fucking opinion. You fucking moron. For not only illegally occupying HUD properties, again, that's why I want to say, I want them tax transfer stamps, buddy. I want every fucking last one of them for you to be able to make the appropriate illegally occupying HUD properties. You fucking morons. Leviticus 25 verses 23 and 24. The land shall not be sold forever, for it is mine, and ye are strangers and sojourners with me. In all of the lands of your possession, ye shall grant a redemption. So remember, while I might sound like I'm being a bastard, buddy, I'm not out for you. I'm out to redeem the land. I don't give a fuck what your employees wish to do to you as far as disciplinary actions, but you will stop doing this to the people. Improperly deeding HUD-owned properties to themselves. So if they are improperly deeded to themselves, then where is the proper deed? You ignorant public servant. These groups take advantage of state laws in most states that require county clerks to accept and file any quitclaim deed presented to them. Why do you suppose that is? Because that's a law and we are allowed to take advantage? Is that not access to the courts? You fucking moron. Presented to them as long as the forms are properly signed and fees are paid. My apologies there, folks. And this is the whole issue I've been talking about all along, folks. See, the taxes are proper.
Did we lose audio? I just read in the comment section, no audio. We didn't lose audio, did we? Okay. In and out. All right. Well, like I said, I will. Let me grab. Matter of fact, let me grab this real quick. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for everybody so you can watch this on your own sometime. There it is in the panel chat. And there it is in the lower chat. I guess if I put it in one chat, it goes in both of them. Okay, so we learned that one. Okay. Link me, Jeffrey Phillips. You wanting to come up? The link is already up above. There's a PayPal link and a StreamYard link. Please be sure to hit that PayPal link, but everybody knows that it's donations only. We do not buy or sell goods here. It is not for making payments. Okay. So just hit that link if you want to come up, brother. Actually, let me drop it again just in case you came in afterwards, whatever, however that works. There's a StreamYard link for anybody. And let's get back into it. No, we're not going to talk about child support right now, Jeffrey. We're talking about HUD.
Properly duly paid by stamp. And nobody ever wants to talk about paying the taxes. They want to make sure the fees are paid, and they never mention paying the taxes. Why is that? Why is that? Hold on just a second. All right, I guess he finally left. Got the idea. Okay, so let's get back to it. Because like I said, I'm going to show you their idiocy here, people. All you Christians, they're calling you sovereign citizens. Watch. I'm going to drop this link so everybody else can finish reading this to see how property is being used by sovereign citizens. How am I affected? Your duties may bring you in contact with sovereign citizens who may unlawfully occupy houses you inspect or may fraudulently represent themselves as potential landlords for the Section 8 program. Unlike other squatters. So now they're classifying sovereign citizens as squatters. Okay? How do I recognize sovereign citizens? Names spelled in all capital letters. Every court document that they present is presenting a sovereign citizen. Or interspersed with colons, hyphens, or other. Punctuation. Interspersed with colons, hyphens, or other odd punctuation. Odd punctuation. Did these guys not take English as a matter of school? I mean, weren't these people students in their own public education system that taught them English, that used colons, hyphen, and other punctuation? And now they want to call it odd. Weren't you taught your entire life that you're supposed to use that? How does it all of a sudden become odd? Don't you even use it in your own? Don't you use hyphens, colons? And I see it in court documents and case law all the time. You fucking moron. This guy is incompetent. He shouldn't even been past third grade. For crying out fucking loud. Signatures followed by under duress, sovereign living soul, or a copyright. Every book that has a copyright must be a sovereign citizen. You fucking morons. You see how they displace the reality of what things are? Personal seals, stamps, or thumbprints in red ink. My God, they have laws that tell us we are allowed to do so. You see that next one? References to the Bible. That's before it gets on with the Constitution of the United States, U.S. Supreme Court decisions, treaties with foreign governments, or a uniform commercial code. They're saying that if we use the concept of their laws against them, we're sovereign citizens. Every last one of their laws comes from the biblical scriptures. And they say if we reference the scriptures, then we're the sovereign. We're the sovereign citizen. We're the sovereign citizen if we mention the Constitution. Well, how come the U.S. Supreme Court decisions generally use a lot of their constitutional laws as the basis of their fucking decisions, you fucking moron? The Inspector General of HUD should not have passed third grade. They go on to talk about prefix noble or suffix bay or el bay with their name, brackets around zip codes or other written oddities that can be found in the two reports referenced in this bulletin. What about referencing, perhaps that Constitution that we reference? Everybody's thinking about the U.S. How about we mention the Constitution of the Universal Postal Union, where they're the ones that define your fucking zip code, bitch. Excuse my language today, folks. I just find this fucking impudent bastard shouldn't have passed third grade. And this is why we are in the place we're in. We have people in these positions that should have never passed third grade, putting this kind of bullshit out. And every Christian should be fucking deeply offended. They go on to explain. Now, when you see their deeds, you see it's in all caps names. But if you enter a quit claim deed with an all caps name, all of a sudden, holy fuck, we can't have him doing that. Somebody knows something. He can't do that. That's a sovereign citizen. And again, perfect point here before we get down to the next section. This is why I keep telling people you have no need to be filing these documents. Again, HUD, I want to see every fucking document you have a valid and proper tax transfer stamp on to prove that that property belongs to you.
You have no.
Otherwise, you back the fuck off and you ain't got a fucking word in this. This is between us, the people, and our sovereign power. Like I said, Leviticus 25 verses 23 and 24. We're the ones that grant the redemption, and you ain't got no fucking say in it. You're supposed to be peaceful about it. That's why we're getting riled up. Because you're fucking kidnapping everybody. Tearing their families apart. When you're supposed to be help housing them. You ignorant, insolent bastards. Goes on and says, talks about the notices that we try to give them about no trespassing and stuff. And that's why they ignore them. HUD is telling them to ignore these signs. This is law, people. And HUD is telling them, the insolent bastard at HUD is telling them to ignore the law. Avoid giving or showing identification. Do not attempt to debate the sovereign citizen about ownership of your right to inspect. Your right to inspect is not valid unless it's yours, you ignorant, insolent bastard, as it would serve no purpose. Do not take an assertive, aggressive, or threatening posture. Do not touch the person as he or she may file assault charges. Do not sign anything. Leave and report the incident to the supervisors and HUD. Then why the fuck are everybody on these local levels taking it into their own fucking hands? You fucking morons. Yeah, the people are getting pissed.
Yeah, instead of doing as HUD suggests and leave it alone and leave it up to the legal environment, they're walking up and posting notices on your door, thinking they have all the authority and power, pushing HUD authority, but ain't been in contact with HUD. See, every eviction is supposed to be initiated by HUD. And it is not for non-payment. It must specifically be for drug use or criminal activity on the premises.
If a sovereign citizen comes to your offices, follow the advice above. This man, without a license to practice law, is giving people advice to break the law. He is giving people advice to defame their neighbors by their actions as he defines them, which is following the law. Oh, it's supposed to be in the all caps name for commercial purposes? Okay. Let's not be confused about that. Oh, it's supposed to have a tax transfer stamp on that? Okay. Yeah. Notice that's one of the problems. Use of postage in unneeded places. You do not put it on the bottom right-hand corner on the front of the document. Okay? This is someone that's trying to follow the law and doesn't quite understand it yet and made a mistake. He made an error.
And now HUD is trying to use it against the rest of us and explain that you cannot do it that way, without explaining that, yes, you do put a stamp on it, but it doesn't go on the bottom right. It goes on the top right. And then you flip it over and you make your directive on the back, and then you close it out with one on the bottom right. Front side, public. Back side, private.
He didn't put it in the right place, and he didn't use the right amount. It should be a $10 stamp, and it should be up in the top right-hand corner. Have a staff member notify law enforcement. Uh-oh, we got somebody that wants to use the law. He won't let us abuse him. Call the police. They're better at it.
And notify law enforcement.
And report that you have a sovereign citizen is present.
While telling you what a sovereign citizen is unlawfully by giving legal terms as advice.
So all of a sudden you get to determine that somebody is a sovereign citizen by your own opinion. Because he always uses biblical references.
I'll be damned. So if you live on the scripture, you're a sovereign citizen. Public Law 97-280. Year of the Bible, 1983, was presented, passed in 1984. President at the time was Ronald Reagan. recognizing that the King James Version 1611 print of the Bible is known as the law of the land. So if you're going by the law of the land, you're a sovereign citizen, is what they profess.
He must be a sovereign citizen. He's always referring to the Bible. You fucking insolent bastards.
The United States, according to the next one, is a sovereign citizen.
Blasphemy the word of God some more, you ignorant, insolent bastards.
Constitution of the United States, treaties with foreign nations. You know that treaty.
This is what they're doing, people.
You know,
and again, like I said,
you know that Treaty of Berne and the Treaty of Peace and Friendship and all those other 560 some sub treaties. Everybody is signing up on those. Those are all sovereign citizens.
I have much reproach and reproof against this man or whoever it is. He shouldn't be there. By reason and logic, after putting something like this out, he should be removed from office immediately. Post haste.
Post haste. Now.
President, and you are going to get him or her to leave as quietly as possible. See, it doesn't say that they're going to have the law. They're not going to use the law to get you to leave because they can't. They're trying to get you to be recognized as using the law as though that's unlawful. So they can't use the law to get you out. When we start using the law and they want to start using the law, then they're stuck. Oh, so you're a sovereign citizen too. Really? Great. Thanks for admitting that. See how that works? You want to sit there and post Public Law 97-280. The Bible is the law of the land. And then say that they reference the Bible. It must be President Ronald Reagan was a fucking sovereign citizen, people. President Ronald Reagan was a fucking sovereign citizen. Let the sovereign complete the applications so identification information can be obtained. Keep telling you, quit fucking entering the data elements. That's the whole problem. Well, he keeps referencing the Bible. Yeah, and nobody even notices. I don't even carry the fucking Bible with me. I merely reference it. I don't need the writing. It's in here. You write it down. You're the one that wants the fucking record. Ordained and sanctified before I was even cast from the womb to be a prophet unto the nations. So you can take your nationality and the conference of a United States citizenship that was never actually known and confined to real logic of how it's supposed to be used through all the different registrations and shove it all up your ass. The natural born man is not confound to his brother's laws. See, even like I said in a couple other, but even the scriptures aren't law. That's just a set of books of writings, a set of writings from different people that were put into a book to try to show you a moral compass. So that you could all realize that the person belongs inside the face of the deep. The dark was on the face of the deep, and God was on the face of the water. Image and likeness is what covers every ounce of water in us. And this is why it says ye are gods. ordained and sanctified because he knew you before he formed you in the belly. He was already in communication with you, and that word was already written on your word because it was written on your father's word or on your father's heart. And that's who's supposed to be teaching us. Our biological moms and dads, not just them, but our inherited older generations. And that's our duty, is not to just teach it to our children, but to teach it to our younger generations. And this is why I say you're my brother and you're my sister. And my brothers and sisters are your brothers and sisters, and your brothers and sisters are my brothers and sisters. My children, your children, my children.
Okay. So everybody got the point, huh? Let's see here. Sorry about the redundancy of the chat comments, guys. I'm still learning this. I just, again, realized that if I put a comment in the channel, the panel chat, then it puts it down in the lower chat as well. My apologies. Paul, I think you misheard. I made a comment. It's Leviticus 25, verses 23 through 25. And then I said I was going to read something when I got done here. Before I get to that, I dropped a note in the chat section there, the redundancy part. 40 USC 3113, acquisition by condemnation. Whenever the government under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 requires the needful place or building through the Constitution, they have to acquire that place. And in order to acquire that place for its government use, it has to condemn that land for its natural use. Otherwise, the government can't use it. They have to say that the government has a superior or eminent domain to use it. And this is the fallacy with their eminent domain law. Again, Leviticus 25, verses 23 through 25. Tell us how we, as sojourners and strangers with him, are the redeemers, because he redeemed us and therefore makes us redeemers. I fear not, for he has redeemed me. He has called me by thy name. I am his. Therefore I call out to my brothers who are mine by their names, so I can redeem them in their lands, in the lands of their possession. That's how it's supposed to work, according to the way I read the scriptures, according to the way the laws supposedly follow those scriptures. So again, when we find them with their hands in the cookie jar, 40 USC 3113, acquisition by condemnation, an officer of the federal government authorized to acquire real estate for the erection of a public building or for other public uses such as parks, things like that, may acquire the real estate for the government by condemnation under judicial process. Article 5 of the Bill of Rights of the Constitution. You cannot take and seize your property without just compensation. This is under a judicial process. When the officer believes that it is necessary or advantageous to the government to do so, and that is advantageous or necessity. Again, resident is deemed necessary by the board. So if you're not deemed necessary, then it does not qualify. The Attorney General, on application of the officer, shall have condemnation proceedings begun within 30 days from receipt of the application at the Department of Justice. We spoke on Paul's thing yesterday. Somebody was talking about obstruction charges. They want to talk about the term obstruction, but they don't want to deal with the term obstruction of justice. It has to deal with the Department of Justice. And it has to be obstruction of justice. In other words, they have to have condemned it obstruction of natural use so that they can then claim obstruction of justice. I hope that makes sense. I did the best I could to explain that. Okay. Now, share again. Facebook. Share. Large. Now, none of this information, whether you like it or not, is of any good use to you guys. So it doesn't matter whether it's private or not. You would have to know how to use it. This here is an original security number that I created at the top. If you go on my site, you'll see I created an original now time security note on my faith-based union page. And you will see it has the same kind of construct. Clearing office, purchasing office, CO, care of, PO, post office. Is it a post office or a purchasing office? Is it care of or is it clearing office? From the Bureau of Chaplain, Keith Orland, Little FBU, under his immutable counsel, full armor of God, a $1 stamp. $1 on the left-hand side, not on the right-hand side. Annex to note above, or annex to above note. So this is the original now time security note that you see on my faith-based union page. And this is a nexus, an annex to that note, but it's got a different number, and it's just an annex to this number, saying that it's of the same creation. It comes from the same clearing office, purchasing office. It's of the original security number from the Bureau of Chaplain. It's confounding all this and confirming it. And then it's saying reference, Joyce A. Schmidt, that all uppercase name, because that's what they sent it to us as. Account number, 13453. It's an index number of an account that they have, that they created. So they have their own set of numbers to use as a security number. Special note, Annex 2. And this is specific. There's a little bit of lesson I learned in grammar and numerology. And this is the part that you guys won't get unless you do the research I've done and comprehend what this means right here. The special note. You have to know what all this means. I'm going to help you understand what it means. This is last/firm. This is a grammar allowance. That slash right there tells you that you're allowed to use either or. You can substitute one for the other. That's what the slash means in grammar. So here they have last, and they've got parentheses around the L there, and it's capital L, and then last, and then slash, and then firm. Okay? When you see that, and then just 4 letters, all uppercase, and it's not the full last name, then what they have done is they've converted the last name to a firm name, and that's what you are reading is a firm name. As a firm, an investment firm. They are treating you as an investment firm for their investments so that they can use a stock ticker symbol and exchange it for their stock ticker symbol in their file, their account, their security index, as if though you're investing in them. And then they place again an obligor, which is known as a number, and it's specific parentheses, capital O, on parentheses, BLIGOR. Again, you won't know any of this and you cannot confirm any of this unless you have the information I have and have done the research I have. So you will need to go through the videos, and I will tell you, you will find it in the Government Publishing Office Style Manual, known as an ALLMARK. This parenthesis, capital O, on parentheses, specifically is an ALLMARK, and you can find that in the Government Publishing Office Style Manual, Section 2, specifically 2.0 to 2.3, I believe. There might be a couple other parts in that section, 2.11 or 2.13, also having to do with signatures and the ALLMARK. Then it goes on and it says, and another number known as ABA routing number. Now, this obligor number is actually the Social Security number without dashes on the front of your Social Security card. And this number is known as the ABA routing number. It's the number on the back of your card, and it actually starts with a letter and then ends up with 8 numbers. 9416 1633 is the one on hers. You use the letter, you convert it to its numerical equivalent and put a 0 on the beginning. And that's how you get the ABA routing number. American Bank Association routing number, not American Bar Association routing number. Known as ABA routing number. Client is Joyce. Notice it is all lowercase. Notice I'm using semicolons and full colons, just like they do on their paperwork as a matter of style grammar or grammar style, as in the Government Publishing Office Style Manual. The beneficiary of all personal names derived therefrom. Now, this is a reference to Cedar Valley Medical Specialists, which is a group of various different doctors and specialists in the area that see my companion on a regular basis for healthcare concerns. And they had a bill of about $1,500 supposed dollars that they said that she owed and wanted her to pay, or they were going to cut off her services. So as her trustee, I wrote back, to whom these gifts present. Recently, Joyce received a bill which was requested for order of payment to clean all accounts. We are transmitting copies of the bill that we received from Cedar Valley Medical SPEC, for which we accept as a true bill for the value stated in the instrument. Very specific language. And I'm going to tell you, at this point, true bill for the value stated in the instrument. When we requested a true bill and they sent us the instrument that they called and we requested as a true bill, it did not say true bill on it. It did not say dollar on it. It did not have a symbol of a dollar mark on it. Nowhere was there a plus or minus sign. It was nothing but a bunch of numbers on lines in a bar graph. Okay? As it is patent, observable, latent and patent. If it's latent, it's underlying. If it's patent, it's overlying. It's on the surface, the surface. Pa, the Spirit of God moves upon the face of the water. That is patent. That is patent. That is patent. In the instrument, there has been no value stated. As it is patent in the instrument, there has been no value stated. This is a statement that I made, and no one rebutted it. Such commercial presentment is sufficient on its face for the value accepted. 0. If Cedar Valley Medical SPEC finds that there is a controversy, please be sure to contact the Board of Contract Appeals through the local postmaster and register a docket case number and provide proper diplomatic notice of service in all future transits of communications, whether they be literal, verbal, oral, or telecommunications. Contracts require privity first and foremost, which is arbitrary. Okay. Now let me get to my next page. And I have to go back to my Facebook. I don't know exactly how all this works, so I'll get better at it as time goes on. Facebook and enlarge. And I finish off after letting them know if they find any controversy to contact the Postal Board of Contract Appeals. Then I tell them if it says if your records indicate that the account is out of balance, then it is yourself that has a duty to research and to assist us as co-trustees in good faith of personage to clean the accounts. This is the law of contracts, and any disputes are to be resolved in arbitration according to the privy of contract. Known parties, people, please pay attention. This is my favorite part. Known parties. G, as in capital G, in parentheses, of the grantor thrift trust, hyphen, Joyce A. Schmidt, all uppercase, full colon, stop. The sovereign citizen is the grantor thrift trust, and it is the sovereign citizen that is a thrift spend or a spend thrift and doesn't know how to spend his estate and must return to his father as a prodigal son when he spends it all less thriftily than what it is meant to be used by. Obligor, as I mentioned before, that's a specific government publishing office style from their own manual. Obligor. That's the O. We now have G and the O. And now we're going to dismiss the debtor, which is Joyce, which is all lowercase. Debtor. Owe no man anything but to love one another. For he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. The only thing Joyce owes is to love, and that is a debt to all creatures. Absolute providence of his grace. And you see there, folks, and he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. Therefore, it takes all of the finance out of it, and there is no debt. And the world can see there is no debt. If anybody can see a debt in here, please let me know. Because as far as to date, this has been over a year and a half, I believe. You can look by that epoch number that I posted. That's an epoch timestamp. You know where it says account number and all that, and it says reference to the above number. Let me get back to it. This little number here, 1618259150. I'll repeat that. Somebody please put it in the chat. 1618259150. Now, if you put that in your search engine and put epoch after it, it will come up with an epoch counter, and it will tell you exactly when this document was created. This is how you keep records, folks. This is how you give notice. And this is how you know when you're successful in giving notice, is that when you look at that epoch date and you find out that it's like a year and a half, maybe 2 years later, maybe not quite a year and a half, somewhere in there, it's been quite long enough. And my companion still gets to go to all of her appointments, no problem. And nobody has said another thing, and they've not sent another document requesting any payments, have they, Joyce?
No.
Can you please say that a little bit louder?
No.
So think about this stuff, people, and realize there are some of us out here that know what we're doing. We show it by example and give proof positive as the evidence. And I hope everybody took this gathering today in my calm, quiet demeanor to take heed above and beyond my passion and my compassionate expression through my emotions that many people will dismiss the information for. They will fail to see the forest through the tree. Again, don't listen to me. Listen to the message. It doesn't matter if it's being sung through a loudspeaker or by your companion right next to you, lulling you to sleep at night. You should still listen to the message. That's the important part. Anyway, I don't know that, let me see here. Yeah, I don't see anybody else up here wanting to get up on panels. So if that's it, then, I'm done. I don't even see much for questions. That's what this panel is good for, so people can come up and ask questions and not leave these hanging places where I've got to ask people if they've got questions. So let me do a little quick chat search here. Where would this number be looked up? I just gave it to you. If somebody didn't put it in the chat, I'm going to get mad. Yeah, nobody put it in the chat. 16 18 18 9. I know the next one is 9. No, it's not. It's 2. Huh. 1618 2 5 9 9150. 9150. Okay, there it is. It's in the chat. 16182259150. Copy paste that into your search engine and then type epoch after it. And you will go to it'll give you an epoch time converter. And then you take and copy paste that number into the converter. And it'll tell you it'll give you all kinds of formats. You can put that number in, and it'll tell you how many seconds have passed, how many milliseconds how microseconds, various different things. It'll tell you the exact date that it was that it denotes, everything. A lot of different, and there's different epoch counters that you can use. Okay. You just put it in your search engine and put epoch after it. What happens is a series of epoch counters will come up, and you just get on one of those. You don't have to log in or nothing. Just get on there, and you're going to see search. You're going to put that epoch number in that search bar, and it's going to convert it for you. You're going to have a date search and an epoch search. Most of them will have two different search windows, so you can convert a date to an epoch number, or epoch number to a date. Very useful little tool. Epoch number. Epoch is a important point in time. So the epoch number is for denoting an important point in time. An epoch is your birthday. That's an epoch. Your wedding day. That's an epoch. It's the important points in time. Sovereign citizen. Sovereign has to do with a power, and citizen has to do with a thing, and not as it is a noun. And so when we talk about a sovereign citizen, a lot of people claim that you can't be a sovereign and a citizen, and that's in fact true. But the misconception is that they're both nouns or something. No, the noun, when it comes to sovereign, the noun part of it is that the sovereign is as a description noun. People think it as a place, or me, the physical thing, as the sovereign. No, the sovereign actually relates to the powers. You have sovereign powers. You are not a sovereign. Okay, you cannot be a sovereign. You have what's known as sovereign powers. And Jeffrey, yes, we can talk about child support sometime. Just do a little scheduling. You mentioned yesterday or the day before that Allie might want to do an interview. Maybe you want to do an interview on child support. Just let me know. Other than that, let me double check, make sure there's not anybody in the back room or anything waiting. Okay. And that seemed to be about the end of the stream here. I'm dropping my PayPal. I'm not begging, I'm dropping, letting people know that there is a venue that if you do want to contribute and donate to us and our worldly cause, please do so. It is a contribution. It is not a payment for anything. We do not provide services, goods, or anything like that. We just provide free education on an entertainment and visual audio platform. Thank you. And it's time for my lunch. My lovely Joyce has been awesome. So I'm out. Please hit that share, like, and subscribe button, and tag that PayPal link and share some love. Water bill shut off during winter. Yeah, there's a lot of things people can do to quit this stuff. I will work on Cash App, brother. I have only got PayPal at the moment, and it was because at the beginning of times I determined I only wanted the one thing, but coming upon the further research and how things work, when I pose this process that I'm doing with just a bank card itself without having it connected to a bank account, I suggest doing two of them. That way you can have funds coming in on one account for your contributions and then transfer them to another account so that they can't seize them. So one last look. And this guy should post almost immediately. It's only a short hour and a half long. So I'm glad everybody stopped in. Please, again, I appreciate the numbers watching. This is a short increase. And while I'm on it, thank you for all the new subscribers through YouTube. I certainly appreciate that. And I will get better at posting my other platform links. I'm not going to do that at this moment. I don't want to do a promotional type thing. I want people to pay attention to this video specifically because people are babbling with each other, and we're putting people in place of delegated authority that we really shouldn't be putting in there. If you're going to vote, make sure you vote for somebody that's a little bit above the third grade. That means, just like I told Lou Bash yesterday, if you're going to make somebody else responsible for something, it means you got to be able to read above the third grade level too, guys. So let's step it up. Remember, guys, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. God bless you. I love you. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.